Return to the heart of Africa and embark on a soulful journey. China-Africa Bond is back. Documentaries.
She decides to go to Guangdong.
Animations.
Just give us everything.
Dramas. Experience a feast for your senses. A timeless emotional bond. The harmony between land and life. A journey where flavors and cultures intertwine. In the warmth of human connections amid the pulse of the city. From villages to cities, from the past to the present, from grasslands to glaciers, there's a story for everyone. Available on over 20 major media platforms with 7 alternative languages covering English, French, Arabic, Portuguese, Swahili, Fulani, and Amharic. You don't want to miss it.
Hello and welcome to China Farm. Seafood is enjoying growing popularity among diners the world over. It's a high-protein, low-fat, delicious, nutritious and healthy part of our diet.
Tuna, revered for its delicate, refreshing and sweet flesh and its rich and supple texture, has enslaved the palates of foodies. In Fu'an, the spring tea picking season runs from mid-March to Qingming. Due to the local She people's skill at song and dance, simple yet charming melodies can always be heard drifting through tea plantations. Worried that something happened to his great pig king, Mr. Wei decides to use a secret technique to bring him back. Many legends surround the origin of dark tea. Cabbage that has not been fermented cannot be called kimchi. The success or failure of desalination directly determines the taste.
In Anshe Prefecture, Hubei Province, China, there are also 2 types of tea, one black and one green, which have become the local pillar industry.
Through the rain's nourishment, the tea leaves become fuller and more vibrant. In the grain season of every year, news often surfaces of far higher wages for good tea plant climbers. Not only has the Longshan lily bulb become a key poverty alleviation industry, but it is also an indispensable delicacy in the daily diet of the Longshan people. In addition to the well-known celery stir-fried with lily bulbs, the locals also have many ways of preparing lily bulbs. Unlike the graceful and delicate small-leaf tea leaves from Jiangnan, the large leaves of Yingde black tea look a bit plump and ungainly.
There are 537 households and 2,477 people in this village.
Each household grows an average of about 0.2 hectares, and we produce about 15 tons a year in total.
With its red robe and imposing pincers, the red swamp crayfish reigns supreme. Different ways of preparing it satisfy different taste buds.
Return to the heart of Africa and embark on a soulful journey. China-Africa Bond is back. Documentaries.
She decides to go to Guangdong.
Animations.
Just give us everything.
Dramas. Experience a feast for your senses. A timeless emotional bond. The harmony between land and life. A journey where flavors and cultures intertwine. In the warmth of human connections amid the pulse of the city. From villages to cities, from the past to the present, from grasslands to glaciers, there's a story for everyone. Available on over 20 major media platforms with 7 alternative languages covering English, French, Arabic, Portuguese, Swahili, Fulani, and Amharic.
Hello and welcome to China Farm. Soil is the essential source of nutrients for crops. In this edition, we'll look at a few farm plants to see how they are grown and processed, and how technology increases yield, improves quality, and heightens taste.
Diversity, quality, high standards, and safety. This dazzling array of vegetables all come from Shouguang, Shandong Province, a reputed hub of vegetable production in China. There are more than 230,000 greenhouses in Shouguang, totaling an area of more than 40,000 hectares and producing 0.5 million tons of vegetables a year. Nearly 100 varieties are distributed here, sold to more than 200 Chinese cities as well as Asia and Europe, reaching around 1 billion people worldwide. Shouguang Vegetable Industry Group, a state-recognized high-quality agricultural international trade development base in 2022 and one of the major vegetable exporters in Shouguang, holds multiple international food security management system certifications and exports fresh, frozen, and pre-cooked vegetables worth an annual average of $16 million. So what goes into the production of these safe and delicious export vegetables? Good vegetables depend on a good environment. Soil humidity, air temperature, and even light all play a big role. In this digital greenhouse farming base, we use historical data rather than conventional human wisdom to find the best environmental parameters for different varieties during different stages. We monitor and control things with digital equipment to maintain a perfect environment.
If the temperature is too high, these probes will notify the computer. The computer will then adjust tools like the wet curtain, fan, and sunshade net. This kind of automation makes things much easier and less time-consuming.
Regulating growth environments with advanced technology ensures optimum growth in a natural way. When the vegetables begin to flower, bumblebees come to visit and pollinate the flowers instead of humans.
It's labor-saving, efficient, and pollution-free. It really does improve both quality and yield.
Using the digital base as an example, Shouguang is trying to set up a vegetable security system that will, as part of the Rural Revitalization Initiative, help farmers grow export-quality vegetables. The company currently has 800 hectares of export vegetable farms and is instructing around 100,000 farmers on ways to grow vegetables in safer, more scientific ways.
We have to follow rules. Only premium products can be sold at premium prices.
Freshly harvested vegetables are immediately sent to the 80,000 square meter processing center. But before they are processed, they have to be tested first.
Each batch of raw material is tested for pesticide residues. Finished products are tested for microbial and are released when they have met our delivery standards.
Conforming vegetables are sorted, washed, sterilized, and sliced before coming to the critical step, rapid freezing.
Rapid freezing in a 30° below zero environment best preserves the vegetable's nutritional value and freshness.
Through full cold chain transportation, frozen vegetables can stay fresh for 2 weeks, which allows enough time for exporting. Some of the frozen vegetables are further processed and prepared into a pre-cooked series with other ingredients.
They are fresh and crunchy. Fry them for just 3 minutes and they're ready to eat.
In the next 2 years, Shouguang plans to establish at least 3 more registered export farming bases, cultivate at least 3 globally successful brands, and increase exports by at least 20%.
We want to build our international trade base into a new Shouguang-style prototype, trailblazing high production standards, high added value, and production recognition.
After seeing how vegetables are grown, let's take a look at something a bit different: mushrooms.
Mushrooms are known for being flavorful. Rich amino acids and aromatics contribute to their unique flavor. Diverse fibers, minerals, and unsaturated fatty acids make them an important health supplement to many recipes. Traditionally, mushrooms are stewed over low heat, requiring much patience. Nowadays, it only takes 5 minutes. Zhejiang Baixing Food Company Limited, a state-recognized high-quality agricultural international trade development base in 2021, has been working with mushrooms for 26 years. Its pre-cooked mushroom dishes are free of MSG, preservatives, and chemical additives. As heat and serve dishes, they provide delicious, natural flavors without the need for lengthy cooking processes. This borscht soup, prepared with bisporous mushroom and beef brisket, is ready to serve after just 3 minutes in the microwave. Jin'er stewed chicken and fish maw, a type of chicken broth prepared by stewing 3 different mushrooms with other ingredients for 6 hours, is now ready in just 5 minutes. Cream of mushroom with chicken, a soup prepared with fresh mushroom and cold frozen chicken breast, is another easy, light meal ready in just 3 minutes. Baixing's mushroom products have been exported to Australia, Japan, the Netherlands, and the United States, with an annual output value of $56 million. So how are these convenient, nutritious, pre-cooked dishes produced? Qingyuan County, Zhejiang Province is well known for shiitake mushrooms, where farmers have been pioneering their cultivation for 800 years. The mild climate and 86% forest coverage found here provide perfect conditions for mushrooms to grow.
We have some 30 varieties: shiitake, bisporous mushroom, needle mushroom, oyster mushroom, maitake, and black fungus.
This was the first factory in China to cultivate king oyster mushrooms out of liquid strains. The 2-hectare farming space outputs 6 tons of mushrooms a day, 20 times the productivity of a traditional farm.
We need to inoculate and culture them in a class 100,000 air purified environment. Water is purified before it's pumped in. Everything is as good as it can possibly be in a natural environment.
Each step is precisely controlled. Even the tiniest change in temperature, humidity, light, or oxygen concentration has an effect on the 1 million bottles of medium and ultimately the mushrooms.
If it's too dry, the mushrooms will crack. If it's too wet, the mushrooms will not be chewy enough.
These farmed king oyster mushrooms will be ready for harvest in 45 days. Imitating the best natural conditions gives the mushrooms a predictable quality and superior mouthfeel. But before they are processed, they have to go through even more rigorous testing.
Our pesticide residue testing alone involved 222 tests, followed by heavy metal testing.
On the production line, the mushrooms are wind sorted, color sorted, and X-ray detected to remove minor impurities. In the cooking process, they are weighed, fed, and cooked under rigid temperature and timing controls. After they are cooked, the dishes are cooled from 100 degrees to room temperature within 30 seconds.
Rapid cooling helps to lock in the nutrients of the product and keep it fresh.
Factory farming, multiple sorting processes, rapid cooling. This is how a delicious pre-cooked mushroom dish is brought to your table. Baixing has developed nearly 100 such dishes, 30 of which were brought to the market in last year alone.
We do online and offline research and cooperate with foreign experts. Our raw materials and cooking methods vary according to local customs and climate.
From farming and R&D to processing, Baixing has developed an organic production system that conforms to international standards. Their ready meals are internationally popular.
We have a plan. We want to reach 1 billion in output capacity in 2025 and make our mushrooms stand out.
Shiitake, sometimes called the queen of mushrooms, stands out for its powerful umami taste and smooth mouthfeel. Shiitake is served in many ways, with one of the best-loved recipes being ready-to-eat shiitake sauce, often enjoyed with noodles or fluffy steamed bread rolls.
It's very convenient and flavorful.
Pinyuan Suizhou Modern Agriculture is devoted to developing authentic local shiitake sauces. Its multi-flavor series products combining shiitake with other ingredients are sold to Asian, American, and European countries, with annual exports worth $200 million. So how are these popular shiitake sauces produced? Suizhou, a city in northern Hubei, is a major shiitake producer in central China. Different from the small private greenhouse farming practices in the past, today much larger modern demonstration farming bases are becoming a common phenomenon.
Most of the work is done by machines. This guarantees better efficiency and quality.
A closer look shows you that the shiitake mushrooms here are really unusual. The cap is not smooth. There are some white cracks, as if they were carved with a knife. This is where they get their name, the flower shiitake. Ordinary shiitake mushrooms take about 10 days to grow, but flower shiitake mushrooms take about a month. With only half the water content of ordinary shiitake, their flesh is tighter, and they have 3 times the amount of polysaccharides and amino acids compared to their peers. However, it's not easy to make flower shiitake bloom. The trick lies in the temperature difference between day and night. They must be cold when it's dark and hot by midday. The local climate plays a big role too.
In the morning, there's a lot of mist, and the air is quite wet, resulting in higher yield and better texture. This helps to build the mushroom's aroma and flavor.
The harvested mushrooms are sorted, shredded, and sent to the sauce processing center. The first step is frying. Flour shiitake and other ingredients are fed into a large cauldron. The robotic arm keeps stirring to get the raw material evenly heated. In order to retain the particular taste of the mushrooms, the raw material must contain at least 70% flour shiitake. The frying temperature and timing are very demanding, but these are not manually controlled. We use more precise automatic controls instead.
This is fully automatic. We set up the whole program and things are carried out almost entirely error-free. This way, the color and freshness of the mushrooms are always controlled.
The fried shiitake sauce is poured into circular iron jars of the same size. The entire filling workshop is class 100,000 sterilized, and the production line also operates at a high temperature, keeping the sauces in an 85-degree environment that kills most bacteria. Once sealed, the sauce is put into a larger iron jar for secondary sterilization.
This was a technological breakthrough. We adopted a 95-degree sterilization approach.
Assisted by steam and vacuums, a temperature of 95 degrees centigrade can be as effective as temperatures of 120 degrees or higher in killing almost all common bacteria, which ensures a shelf life of at least 1 year. Sterilization at temperatures below 100 degrees can retain the color and freshness of chili peppers and other ingredients, thus improving the appearance and mouthfeel of the product.
Our overseas orders keep increasing. We are now building a Phase 2 intelligent workshop to cater to this market demand. Using various exhibitions for international exchange as a platform, we are trying to expand our brand influence and make our product known across the world.
China is the second largest agricultural product trader in the world. Recent years have seen steady growth in the country's agricultural product trade volume. And in 2022, revenues hit a record high of $334.32 billion, showing a strong resilience in the face of globally prevalent crises and challenges. In May 2021, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs officially initiated the construction of high-quality agricultural international trade development bases and identified the first 115 international trade bases. In 2022, another 116 international trade bases were added to this list. They are ministry-recognized top-class bases, as well as designated leaders of the high-quality development of foreign trade in agriculture. Their key task is to expedite agricultural and rural modernization in the 14th five-year plan period. Internationally, China is aiming to bring its high-quality products and services into the world market and boost the export of distinctive farm industry products. Domestically, the task is to upgrade the agricultural industry by way of example. helping make new contributions to rural revitalization. In the 14th five-year plan period, China plans to build 500 high-quality agricultural international trade development bases. These will upgrade the agricultural industry's quality standards and boost globalization, standardization, organization, and brand building of its products. Enterprises will be encouraged to meet international standards and cultivate their own brands, strengthening international cooperation and facilitating the entry of Chinese agricultural products into the global value chain. Strong agriculture is vital to any economy. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs will continue to foster international trade bases and optimize exchange mechanisms, promoting good practices and enhancing supportive services. This will help lead the way for the high-quality development of foreign trade in agriculture, speeding up the construction of a strong agricultural trade and contributing to the rural revitalization and agricultural modernization initiatives.
We've shown you a few snapshots of how technology and modern agriculture are booming in China. These examples show how many Chinese agricultural companies aspire to serve different markets. Hello and welcome to China Farm. Chinese use a myriad of teaware to brew tea. Through thousands of years of its history, each period or dynasty seemed to have its distinctive styles of teaware, the art and craftsmanship of which renders a unique insight into the customs and culture of the time. In today's episode, we'll first listen to a unique sound, melodic as wind chimes and sublime as notes from heaven.
This is the color of Ru ware. This is the sound of Ru ware. They are Ru ware artisans. Ru ware is porcelain ware, a craft, a way of expression, and more importantly, an attitude towards life. China is the English word for the country China, but it was first used as a term for porcelain.
As we watch the many tons of firewood we place in the fire with our own hands, a strong sense of consciousness rises within us during the firing process. This transformation from one life form to another moves us.
This sentiment is genuinely felt by Wang Junfang and Fan Sui-zhou, who have been making ru-ware for decades. For this husband and wife team, the most amazing moment of making ru-ware is when the ware is drawn from the kiln. A ru-ware piece produces a unique cracking sound when drawn from the kiln. The sudden drop in temperature as it is drawn causes the interior glaze to crackle as it cools and contracts at a different rate than the interior. If you look carefully, you will be able to see that precious moment when the surface of the ru-ware crackles. The sound of ru-ware crackling is as sublime as that of wind chimes and celestial notes. After crackling, ru-ware takes on an indescribable color.
Some ru-ware pieces exhibit a pale blue hue referred to as tianqing, reminiscent of the sky clearing after rainfall. These mysterious, miraculous and varied glaze colors can only be produced from our local clay. The water and soil conditions also play a part in producing these glaze colors as well.
Firing different compositions of glaze also results in minute variations in the color of ru-ware, which generally comprise tianqing, sky blue, pea green and moon white. Wang Junfang and Fan Sui-zhou are husband and wife, as well as decades-long ru-ware partners. Of late, the couple has been planning to craft a piece that reflects their sentiments about crafting ru-ware over the years and incorporates the feelings of the duo.
This should be rounder.
Should be toned down.
This is an expression of affection for ru-ware and for each other cultivated over the years. Infusing such rich feelings into a small piece of porcelain requires exceptional. Throwing is a skill that Fan Sui-zhou has practiced for years.
There's another term for throwing, clay flowing, which literally means the clay is flowing. When we shape the clay up to a certain extent, and everything goes smoothly, the clay flows in our hands. Only when in complete harmony with the clay can one shape it to create smooth patterns and achieve their ideal form. The hands and the heart must be in union.
Fan Sui-zhou has practiced martial arts and Tai Chi for years. Like making porcelain, he has increasingly come to realize the similarities between the two. Strength flows from the interior to the exterior, and sentiment from the eye to the heart.
When you reach a certain level, it becomes mental discipline. So is making porcelain and martial arts. It's about maintaining a sense of tranquility. Good porcelain is made only if you are calm. It is first head knowledge, then understanding with the heart, and then transmitting that to the hands, which is the ultimate executor.
Wang Junfang will carve patterns on the unfired porcelain pieces completed by Fan Sui-zhou. The unfired porcelain may look solid, but it's actually fragile. Each stroke of the knife requires extreme caution. A little too much strength in the hand, and all previous efforts will come to naught. Wang Junfang has honed her skills to perfection with years of practice. and she carves her understanding of aesthetics on roux ware.
Roux ware is an outstanding firing technique. While preserving and passing on this technique, we imbue it with our sense of aesthetics. I also express some of my understanding of beauty through the creation of porcelain, so that people can sense the presence of beauty in the porcelain pieces I make.
On this day, the piece jointly created by Wang Junfang and Fan Sui Zhou has been placed in the kiln for firing. As people become more focused on environmental protection and mass production of porcelain in factories, using wood-fired kilns has gradually evolved into a more specialized, protective, and experiential firing method. To Wang Junfang and Fan Sui Zhou, firing by way of wood-fired kilns is their means of artistic creation and has a special sense of ritual. As the firewood glows brightly, a miraculous transformation is about to take place. It is said that the ashes and flames from the burning wood enter the kiln directly. The falling ashes, as a result of the high temperatures, become ash glaze and settle on the surface of the porcelain pieces, producing warmer colors and richer textures for the porcelain pieces. To some porcelain enthusiasts, it has indescribable appeal. So, what kind of roux ware piece has this couple created this time? This piece, comprising a set of 2 cups stacked one on top of the other, is a joint creation by Wang Junfang and Fan Sui Zhou. The cups are connected by hand-carved auspicious cloud patterns. While each cup is independent when separated, they are a perfect fit when placed together. The married couple named this piece The Encounter.
We are a married couple, so our logo is a dragon and a phoenix, symbolizing an auspicious union in Chinese culture.
I think we are both quite pleased with the Encounter cups. My cup is on top. Master Fan shapes the clay and his cup is below. This not only represents one of the best encounters between husband and wife in life, but also represents encounters between schoolmates and colleagues.
This is in fact a wonderful state of life for a person.
The two of us are like the Tianqing color of roux ware, blended, unified. We study together. If you have shared interests and enjoy working on something together, you have a lot of topics in common and can better present things that are the best and the most beautiful.
Wang Junfang and Fan Sui Zhou's passion for roux ware and their feelings for each other are almost integrated. Not only are they skilled artisans with exceptional artistic achievements, but they have also candidly and sincerely imbued their roux ware creations with what is true, good, and beautiful in human nature. Having learned about the stories behind each roux ware piece, let's have a look at this set of roux ware again. That which can be appreciated appears to go beyond mere color.
Now that we've heard the story behind roux ware, let's now explore the tale of a person fervently devoted to jianware and a tea bowl that appears once in a millennium.
Jian, a cup or tea bowl, is used for drinking tea. It was produced in ancient Jianzhou, hence the name Jian, or Jianware cup or tea bowl. It has a simple yet elegant exterior and boasts a substantial weight. The unpredictable glazes and markings formed as a result of being fired at more than 1,300 degrees centigrade embody the soul of the Jianware tea bowl. These superlative markings are precisely what Jianware tea bowl artisan Zhang Guixi is pursuing.
This dates back from the Southern Song dynasty. Our ancestors were able to craft such a perfect tea bowl with hair's fur glaze. I wish I can do that in my lifetime. I'm sure I can, if I continue to work at it.
The area around the Wuyi Mountains in Fujian province has been a major tea-producing region since ancient times. The people here love drinking tea and are very particular about their teaware. Tea boiled or brewed is normally drunk with white porcelain cups so that they can tell the color of the tea. The Jianware tea bowl is a type of black glazed ceramic. You can't tell the color of the tea when you drink tea with it. When ground tea is placed in a black Jianware tea bowl and stirred over a long period of time, abundant white foam appears. The longer it's stirred, the finer the foam. The locals refer to this method of drinking tea as diancha.
White tea color and a black tea bowl make for a striking contrast. Hence, jianzhan became one of the most popular teawares for diancha during the Song dynasty.
The Jianware tea bowl came into existence precisely due to the flourishing tea culture during the Song dynasty. It was also closely related to the prevalence of tea contests, or doucha, then. Participants in the tea contests would each bring their collection of well-known teas and grind the tea leaves into powder. The competition was focused on the color of the tea, with pure white being the highest rank, followed by greenish white and then yellowish white. Dense foam that hugged the rim of the tea bowl and lasted for a long period of time was deemed the best. Even Emperor Huizong of Song was an avid participant in tea contests. During the two Song dynasties, the Jianware tea bowl became the most representative teaware. Today, tea contests are no longer popular, and only a handful know how to make Jianware tea bowls, mainly because the product yield is too low. Each kiln produces 15,000 tea bowls per month, but the product yield is less than 10%. In the eyes of Zhang Guixi, products deemed superlative number in the single digits. The rest he smashes and destroys. Many fail to understand this near-maniacal act and have nicknamed him Madman.
My devotion to Jianware tea bowls is unwavering. I sold my car and house in Fuzhou, returned to Jianyang, and began to acquire large amounts of seemingly useless ceramic fragments. My goal was to recreate Jianware tea bowls, so I needed to study these fragments. This meant spending lots of money. Many fail to understand why I bought them, rather than intact bowls. Only a madman would spend so much money on these.
Jianyang District, Nanping, in Fujian Province, is located in the southern foothills of the Wuyi Mountains. Hojing village of Shuiji Town is the historic site of a Jianware kiln. This kiln was established in the Tang dynasty and thrived during the two Song dynasties. The 135.6-meter-long dragon kiln is the longest of its kind found in China to date. As tea drinking methods changed, Jianware tea bowls began to fall out of favor from the mid to late Yuan dynasty and were forgotten over time. Henceforth, the firing technique for Jianware tea bowl was lost for nearly 800 years. Today, only fragments strewn across the mountains still tell of its heyday. Zhang Guixi and his mentor Xu Jiayou are frequent visitors, excavating those precious and irreplaceable treasures near the historic site. Red clay, peculiar to Hojing village and its surroundings, is the primary material for making Jianware tea bowls. It has very high iron oxide content, the key to producing the superlative markings on Jianware tea bowls. Wedging is the first thing to do after the red clay is acquired. The clay's original structure is broken down and reshaped. Repeated kneading removes surplus air from the clay and makes it more pliable, so that it meets the preliminary condition for making Jianware. Throwing requires a pair of nimble hands. Completing throwing for a tea bowl in 1 minute is considered a basic skill. Trimming the foot ring is a crucial step in the trimming stage. Each artisan knows the precise strength their fingertips should exert and the optimal pace at which to turn the wheel. The end result is an array of almost identical Jianware tea bowls. This dragon kiln, more than 30 meters long, resembles a dragon sprawling from the bottom to the top of the slope. Temperatures at more than 1000 degrees centigrade not only test the limit of human endurance, but also that of the dragon kiln. Years of firing have enabled Zhang Guixi to tell the changes in the kiln's temperature just by observing with his eyes. The high resin content in pine wood helps make the glaze on Jianware tea bowls glossier and more delicate.
We're starting. Hurry up. Okay.
The varied markings on Jianware tea bowls are the result of natural changes in the glaze under particular temperatures and atmospheric conditions. Unfired ceramic pieces, identical in form, placed in different sections of the kiln, are subjected to varying temperatures, giving rise to the distinctive markings on Jianware tea bowls.
These include the so-called hare's fur, oil spot, tea dust and partridge speckles, among others. Controlling the firing temperature competently is extremely crucial.
At this moment, the stoke holes on both sides of the dragon kiln are operating at their maximum. The entire kiln looks as majestic as a fire-breathing dragon. This also means that the temperature inside the kiln has reached the maximum required to fire Jianware. A pyrometric indicator is used to check the temperature. At this time, the temperature inside the kiln is at 1300 degrees Celsius. Zhang Guixi is about to do something even Xu Jiayou thinks is a crazy idea. The leaf of the hardy banana, a tropical plant, is large and has a high water content. Zhang Guixi wants to use it to rapidly cool the temperature inside the dragon kiln from 1300 degrees to 800 degrees. If he fails to control the temperature properly, the dragon kiln could collapse at any moment. But if he doesn't do it, the superlative markings will not appear on the Jianware tea bowl. Risky, but with a potentially magnificent outcome. As the seconds and minutes tick by, Xu Jiayou anxiously observes the changes in the kiln fires. Fortunately, their 2 days and 2 nights of anxiety have passed without danger. The temperature inside the kiln has to cool, and it's a week's wait until the kiln is unsealed. The excruciating 7-day wait is over. The day for unsealing the kiln has finally arrived. There's an old adage in Jianyang: it's make or break running a kiln. Will this kiln make a profit or a loss? We're about to find out.
It's good. This hair's fur is gorgeous. It's been more than a decade. We've done it.
No doubt, the successful production of a Janware tea bowl depends on the consummate skills of the artisan, but the rest is based on luck. The creation of a Janware tea bowl represents the crystallization of the artisan's wisdom. As an ancient teaware, it not only preserves but also passes on the essence of tea culture. The philosophy of favorable timing and geographical and social conditions is embodied in this tea bowl.
The varying azure glaze of Ru porcelain and complex colors of ancient-style Fujian teacups make each piece unique and visually stunning. A good set of teaware not only showcases the artisan's skill, but also incorporates their understanding of beauty and the essence of life. This has been another edition of China Farm. Bye for now.